All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NNDM, Nano Dimension. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we dive into this chart, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a ticker symbol towards the end of this video you won't want to miss. And I want to quickly announce to everyone that doesn't know, I just launched it 3 days ago, just getting started, and I can't wait to further develop it. I have a Patreon now. The link is down below in the description. You can click on it after this video if you have some time to check out all there is to offer on the Patreon. So, Nano Dimension. Here we are seeing it go lower and hit newer lows. Even though it kind of pulls right back up, it just continues to pull down. Now, it's kind of holding itself up a little bit above the lowest point that it reached here of 1351, 1350, give or take. I'll just round that down to 1350. We want to watch this number carefully. If that gets broken through, this is definitely going to hit newer lows. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. So let's go ahead and see our new support and resistance here. But before we go ahead and look at everything here on the chart, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that Ark Invest has actually upped their position. So let's look at it. Ark Invest from yesterday to today. So ARKQ on the 18th. We saw from the 17th to the 18th, they did no movement or difference here. They had 7,351,657 shares. Now, they went ahead and loaded up. ARKQ, the 19th, 7,524,877 shares. Big move there. Definitely bold statements. One after the other. So here we are. ARKW, the 18th. They had 6,202,586 shares. And today, ARKW, the 19th, 6,226,674. So from yesterday to today, they went up 20,000 here, right? And when we look at ARKW, they basically went up almost 200,000 shares in total. Big moves here. And as it's going down, this is what I want investors to realize. As it's going down, they're loading up. They're not scared. They see so much more potential. And I've talked about it in my previous videos. You know, if you see or you know what's ahead, right? Or you at least have some sense of the potential ahead of time, right? From way beyond now, you would never worry about all this movement or volatility right now. Because if Ark Invest was worried about the future of Nano Dimensions, they would have never started buying here or any of the offerings here. Because then they would be like, well, we don't see it going that way. We don't want to participate in this. So I want a lot of investors and viewers to be aware, like, dig deep and understand this ticker symbol as much as you can, because you don't want to be one of the guys that are missing out on staying in whenever they bought and leaving now, unless you have to go ahead and reallocate your position to other areas, or you're trying to get out, you have a strategy and you're trying to get back in later. But always remember, you know, you want to analyze where did you get in and how low do you think this can go in the near future, because you know, you're going to miss out on the total amount of profit you could have made from whenever you got in, plus whatever could happen long term. Unless you want to just turn your unrealized profits into realized, completely respectable. But I just wanted to go ahead and announce that. I mean, the way Ark Invest has positioned themselves every single time, it's just bold statements, man. Bold statements. I can't wait to see your guys' reaction and what you guys think about this. But we do want to watch our support levels very closely, though, going into the next coming weeks and even days. So, 50-day moving average is 1406. Anything above that is bullish. Anything below that is bearish. Our support level is 1362. If that gets broken through, you want to watch how this reacts from 1362 to 1350, and if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing it down. Now, the highest point reached in the day was 1457, and the second highest was 1437. So yes, 1457 definitely needs to be broken through But before getting there, 1437 needs to be broken through and turn into a support so that the bulls can pull away from the 50-day moving average and also from the resistance to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and that's the highest point right before this dip. So definitely want to emphasize that the bulls need to break through this. Yes, they need to break through 1406, the 50-day moving average, but most importantly, to pull upwards and build more momentum, 1437 needs to be broken through. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. So for everyone that has made it to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is from the energy sector. We've talked about it several times in the past, coming weeks leading up to this point, and I really want us to touch base on it one more time before this week ends and the next week starts. And also, I want more investors and viewers, especially the new ones coming across the channel, to be aware of this one because a lot of people may be overlooking this one, and there's so much value and potential moving forward. Now we're going to dive into its chart, but before we talk about everything about it, I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that I have a Patreon now. The Patreon link is down below in the description. If you click on it, you will be redirected and you will see everything there is to offer so far. But I am going to further develop it over time. It's just getting started. It's 3 days old. So for those of you that are interested on knowing about ticker symbols before I talk about them anywhere else, you will be able to find that information on Patreon. The link is down below. So let's go ahead and talk about the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list if you haven't already. CLNE, Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. Now, I had an investor talk about this stock and tell me, hey, how do you feel about this one? So it was either an investor that hadn't had the chance to see any of the times I've talked about it, or they were a new viewer coming across the channel. So I talked about it back here, okay? Like $9, almost 10. I talked about if we had a pullback, it'd be an even bigger opportunity. And if it didn't, you know, you want to watch for consolidation or a run up and confirmation. So it did run up. It pulled right back down. I talked about it again here. It's looking like an opportunity. You want to see some consolidation. It certainly did that for a few days, and it started to run, consolidate, and run all the way up. Now, it's pulling back down. Now, the lowest point that it reached recently was like $14, okay? That was yesterday. So yesterday was a pretty tough day on the market. The market ran up and pulled right back down here for this one again. So why am I telling you guys to add this to your watch list? Well, if you've been in it since this point or you've been watching it since this point, you know, these are opportunities because we already know how high it can go. And if you believe in the company, you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, and you want to make a rational decision based off of what you found, you know, these are the times to tune on in on this one. And if you haven't had the opportunity, you know, I mean, this stock, all it's done is run up. So yes, the pullback is pretty strong. And just as much as it ran up from $12 to $20, it's already losing that gain. As long as it doesn't break through $12 or even $10, I think this stock is going to show some type of strength. But you want to watch it carefully. But so far, anywhere since we've talked about it, it's been holding up strong. All this movement, it's normal. It's bound to happen. You know, stocks go up and down. But in the long term, you know, you want to look for stocks that continue to aim to hit newer highs. So I definitely recommend doing deeper due diligence on this one if you don't know much about it. And for the investors that have been watching it since we've talked about it, how do you feel about it? What do you think? You think this is a temporary pullback? Do you think this will end up back at $10? Or do you think this can hold up and consolidate anywhere around here or even around this area, which is a little bit lower, but not end up back around here, like stay above that and then kind of consolidate till the next catalyst? What do you guys think? That's a question for all the investors that have been watching it since $10 and since we talked about it again at $10. How do you guys feel about this? And if you're coming across this for the first time, I definitely recommend digging deep into the company, all the information on it, and how this stock actually has reached from here to here to understand a little bit more of what's going on and why this stock has so much potential. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.